Actually, I am. Next week, I'm going to be gone for 4 days with my wife and daughter. One of my daughters, one of them's she has the Clemson spring break, so she can't go. She's got to stay here and go to class. But we are going to get away for a couple of days. I didn't go to the Final Four. This has been good for me I've been meeting with players and catching up on everything that I needed to catch up on paperwork-wise and emails and phone calls and just doing a lot of things that needed to be done. Did some recruiting this week. So I've had a really good week for me this week. And then my guys are down there in San Antonio enjoying themselves, I'm sure, with the boss here working. And they're going to come back next week and work. And I'm going to be gone till Thursday, come back Thursday. So
you feel reasonably confident your staff's good?
I do feel good. I hope our staff is intact. I think that's been one of the challenges in my tenure here is we've had a lot of staff change in a good way. We've had a lot of guys become head coaches and, very proud of that. And, in fact, one of my guys, Austin Claunch, who most of you won't even know because he was a GA here for 2 years and was a video guy, went down with Richie Riley. And when Richie took the USA job, the South Al job, he just got named the head coach at Nichols. And so he's got some Clemson man in him down there, and I'm very proud of him. He's 28, head coach, so really happy for him. But obviously all those changes have you lose some rhythm and momentum. I think that's one of the things where Coach Sweeney and their staff has really been able to capitalize on consistency of staff, and we're certainly trying to do that with our guys. But if my guys have a chance to be head coaches, I certainly encourage that. So
if your staff remains the same and you can get 2 of those 3 guys back or all 3, do you feel pretty good about the prospects for next year that you bring back a strong enough nucleus to let's go
I do.
get it again?
Sure. I think we can play really good basketball next year. I think a big challenge is human nature. I think our guys are going to have to fight that. I think whenever you have a little bit of success, I think the first thing that happens is you want to relax. And, we're certainly not going to approach it like that. But our players got to be hungry. Our players have to have the want to and the drive to push for more. And, we're certainly going to talk about that a lot here in this off season in individual and team meetings. And I always, I told them last spring, one of the things I told them is championship teams are driven by the team. And that was kind of the phrase I used last spring at our banquet, that was what was missing. And that if we could get our seniors and older players to really embrace that and take a hold of this team, I thought we would have a good year this year. And the same will be true next year, that those guys got to do that. But, I feel good about where we are if we can keep everybody intact. Go ahead.
The one and done debate remains pretty prevalent, especially in this Final Four. We've got all teams senior and junior led. Do you have any thoughts on whether or not there should be a rule change?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like most coaches. I think guys ought to be able to go whenever, high school and after whatever year of college, really. I don't know if I believe in if you come, you got to stay 3 years or 2 years or whatever that is. I think if you're talented enough to be able to go play and they, feel like it's the right thing for you and your family, then you ought to have the right to do it. And, I think our game will adjust, whatever the rules are, whatever happens, coaches will adjust in recruiting and whatever we need to do to make it work. It's really not, obviously with the NBA and the collective bargaining agreement and all the things involved there, that's where a lot of it is. I think most coaches now are of the opinion that they should be able to go.
Coach, going back to the next year real quick.
Yeah.
You went with a smaller lineup because your personnel this year. You'll have AJ and Scott and Clyde competing at guard. But, with Malik Williams, would you prefer to go with a bigger lineup if you could get him into the starting lineup, or do you have a preference?
You know what? I think a lot of it, that what I like is, and what was unique about Dante was versatility. Dante was that unique player that was big enough, strong enough, old enough to guard big 4 men when we faced them, but then also good enough, moved well enough to, when we played Kansas, would have been able to guard their perimeter guys. And really, if we watched our team, we used Scar when we felt like we were playing against small 4 men and we wanted to do some switching, and we used Amir when we played against bigger 4 men or if we thought we could get away with not switching in certain situations on things and actions and defensively. And you know, how that bears out moving forward, I don't know. Is it the same? You know, can we play two big guys? Could Malik and Amir play together? Could Malik play some four? Maybe. I think he's probably better suited for guarding five men right now, and he's got to get bigger and stronger to, you know, support that. You know, we just I think right now that's where I would lean, but I think in terms of moving forward, what's best is having versatility to be able to do different things, and that's what we've tried to do with our lineup, is be able to get guys that can play different ways that allow you to move around as a coach with your scholarships.
What's a ballpark percentage for how much zone y'all play?
Good question.
5?
Yeah, between 5 and 10%, probably maybe 10%, maybe not that much. I would have thought we would have played 25 to 33% would have been my guess preseason that I was going to, you know, and then if it wasn't going well, maybe 50%. But I figured we could keep it around 25%. I was surprised a little bit that we were able to guard as well as we were in some ways. Maybe I just underestimated our guys a little bit in terms of the developments they could make. And one of the things that really happened was our guys really got we had some success, and so it gave us a little chip on our shoulder to kind of continue with it, and gave us confidence to continue to play man. And we just made a lot of tweaks within it. You know, it's one of the things we do, change things a lot. Like some teams defensively do one thing, or primarily one or two things. We kind of do things a lot of different ways, and it's probably more time consuming, but it you know, we think it's best, and our guys kind of embraced that this year, and we're hungry for it when we had success, and I think that's what really helped us continue to do better.